Christian tradition, Jesus clearly seems to have included zealots among his followers. Simon zealots, for example, or Simon the Zealot, and possibly even Judas in Iscariot, whose name, as it comes down to us, may derive from the fierce Sicari. It in itself, of course, the mere suggestion of association with the Zealots was highly provocative. Was Jesus indeed the meek lamb-like saviour of subsequent Christian tradition? Was he indeed wholly non-violent? Why then did he embark on violent actions, such as overturning the tables of the money changers in the temple? Why is he portrayed as being executed by the Romans in a fashion reserved exclusively for revolutionary activity? Why, before his vigil in Gethsemane, did he instruct his followers to equip themselves with swords? Why, shortly thereafter, did Peter actually draw a sword and lop off the ear of a minion in the high priest's entourage? And if Jesus was in fact more militant than generally depicted, was he not also of necessity more politically committed? How then could one explain his preparedness to give unto Caesar what was Caesar's, assuming that to be an accurate transcription and translation of his words? If such contradictions surrounded Jesus during his lifetime, they also appeared to have survived him, continuing for at least another 40-odd years after his reported death. In AD 74, the fortress of Masada, having withstood a sustained Roman siege, was at least overrun by only when its defending garrison committed mass suicide. The defenders of Masada are generally acknowledged to have been zealots, not a religious sect according to conventional interpretations, but adherents of a political and military movement, as it has been preserved for posterity. However, the doctrine of the garrison's defenders would appear to have been that of the Essenes, the allegedly non-violent, mystically oriented sect who were believed to have disowned all forms of political, not to say military, activity. Such were the contradictions and prevailing confusion we found. But if we were flummoxed by it all, so too were professional scholars, experts far from deeply versed in the material than ourselves. After threading a path through the maze, virtually every reliable commentator ended up at odds with his colleagues. According to some, Christianity arose as a quietist mystery school form of Judaism, which couldn't therefore have any connection with militant revolutionary nationalists such as the Zealots. According to others, Christianity was in itself at first a form of revolutionary feudal nationalism, and couldn't possibly have anything to do with pacifist mystics like the Essenes. According to some, Christianity emerged from one of the mainstreams of Judaic thought at the time. According to others, Christianity had